This week on Power Presence, we are going to take a look at how to really use the OData filters on the Find action. For an example, we will take a look at a flow I built with a customer last week. This is a remodeling and restoration company, so they have a lot of projects. They currently have a Power App set up to handle their work orders and then hand enter them into Business Central. Created a flow to create purchase orders, but we needed one for little vendor maintenance as well. We needed to update the records in the SQL table with the Business Central vendor number. So we used the selected record trigger to initiate the flow and then filtered the Business Central vendors by the company name in the SQL table. As you can see here, it's really important to name the flow appropriately because that will be the name of the button. As the trigger states, this is usually used for just a specific record, but in our scenario, we just bypass that and use it to start the flow. Let's talk a little bit on how to use the filter query inside of the Find action. So you're going to use your OData syntax. Typically, you will see something like a field name equals a filter value. A lot of times this will be a GUID. You'll see that we're using the EQ for equals, and then there are also single quotes around the part that you're filtering. Here you'll see a list of the OData filters that you can use. The equal operators are usually around, I use them for GUIDs or statuses. Relationals will let me kind of filter on invoices or amounts. The conditional operator AND is for parent source, and the functions will allow you to match lists between systems. In this scenario, we first started off with contains, which you can see the format's a little bit different than equals. But for us, this brought back an array that was still too broad, so we had to try something else. What I ended up switching to was the ends with, which gave us better results. It wasn't perfect, but it worked enough for our scenario. As you can see, one thing that didn't work is when our company name had an apostrophe in it, so we should have cleaned that data up better and probably gotten better results if we needed it. Quick recap here. We updated our vendor table in SQL with the Business Central vendor number by using the selected record trigger, and then we limited our finding of the vendors inside of Business Central with the company name in SQL to limit those records. As always, keep following us for more Power Presence. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at mary@worldmaxp2.com.